For the past 2 years, Jocko Fuel has been the only supplement I've consumed. It's helped me stay in shape now that my competitive career is finished. If you've been waiting to try Jocko, the wait is over. Jocko has now teamed with Walmart, bringing clean fuel to the entire nation. Jocko Fuel is loaded with all the good stuff and none of the bad. And I'm talking no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and absolutely no gray area or banned substances. Just pure, clean fuel to power your performances. Jocko Fuel is now available in Walmart nationwide. Products available at your local Walmart are Jocko Malt, ready to drink, Jocko Malt powder, and Jocko pre-workout. How convenient. Guys, the time is now. Consider trying some of my favorites like Jocko Go and Jocko Hydrate. You can even do it online. Use code Chael30 at JockoFuel.com or just stop by your local Walmart and get your hands on some Jocko ASAP. Don't wait, might not last. Fuel up with Jocko Fuel and crush your goals. Now there's no excuse for not having clean fuel. Guys, I want you to go get Jocko Fuel today at Walmart. Ilia Topuria has challenged Max Holloway to throw down right in the center of the octagon, and he wants it within the first 10 seconds of the fight. Okay. Ilia is starting to warm me up. Okay. I go back, first time I hear about him is from my partner Ryan Parsons, who's watching something live and calling me and saying that Paddy the Baddy and some other guy on the card are throwing water bottles at one another, and then Paddy nicknames the guy Mr. Water Bottle, or it might have been hand sanitizer. In fact, I think it was. I think what Ryan thought was a water bottle. I think we looked closer, and because it was clear, I think it was hand sanitizer, which, by the way, Mr. Hand sanitizer as a nickname is a lot better than Mr. Water Bottle. Can we agree? But Ryan and I had the same conclusion, which is whoever this guy that's getting into it with Paddy the Baddy is going to find himself released if Paddy the Baddy does not perform, if he hurts him. There was a time, and you guys all would have seen this, but if you see it now, it is one of the great clips in MMA. It is Conor McGregor face-to-face with Cody Garbrandt on the set of The Ultimate Fighter. And Cody, he just needs a little bit. He needs so much as a blink. So much as a blink, and this thing is on, and they are chest to chest. But when I say what a great clip that is now, at the time that was done, we didn't know what a Cody Garbrandt was. I don't believe Cody had even debuted in the UFC at that point. I could have that wrong, but never on a main card. That 100% right. Never a ranking, never a contender. And the folks that run the show, Craig Pelegian himself informed Uriah Faber. Cody Garbrandt was there with Uriah. If that guy does that again, something that where it's clear that he wants and is willing to touch Conor McGregor, he's gone. Well, but it's true. Of course it would be. That's a commodity, right? They're making a show that they're going to take to the market. That's a commodity. So the idea that you could injure the commodity that the show is being named after, right? McGregor versus Faber. So I bring that because it wasn't that far off when Ryan and I were speaking, and Mr. Hand Sanitizer, we didn't know how to pronounce Ilia Topuria. Like, even if we had the name, we didn't know his name, but when we find the name and we're looking at it, we didn't know how to pronounce it. Then we looked him up, and it seems to make things even worse for this Ilia Topuria guy, whoever that is. It turns out he's not even in the weight class with Paddy the Baddy. So this whole thing is a complete and colossal waste of time. But as we keep reading about this guy, then we've already learned his name. So we didn't know his name. He was Mr. Hand Sanitizer. Now we know his name. It's Ilia Topuria. But as we keep looking, it turned out at that time, he was 12-0. Okay, great. Well, we just learned a couple of pretty important things about this guy. So then we follow him the next night. Now we're only watching the next night because we want to watch Paddy, who was the star of the show, but we're watching and we're going to check out Ilia Topuria, which by the end of the night turned into 13-0. Okay. So all of a sudden, you're kind of paying attention. And it all had to do with a face-off and a press conference type situation. And Ilia Topuria then has slowly got into this role. And it looked like he was willing to go down the dark path if that was the one to start him. But some of the ads and some of the marketing that they did with him, they put him in really fine suits. And they'd have really good lighting. And somebody would come in, they'd do his hair just right. And all of a sudden you're looking at Mr. Hand Sanitizer and you're going, hey, you know what? You're a good looking guy. So then all of a sudden they start surrounding him. Beautiful girls, of which I believe is his actual girlfriend. And then all of a sudden he's doing like a higher class of shows. And he ends up in some kind of a montage with Volkanovski where it's like a love letter. Like now it's all bent and twisted because these guys are going to cage fight, but it was done from like this romantic, this real Don Juan, a real suave type character, which is totally different than the big mouth with the unknown name and the unknown record throwing water or hand sanitizer at Patty the Batty. Like everything makes this vast turn. Then you get Teddy Atlas comes out talking about Ilia Topuria, says this guy is the best boxer in MMA, not just right now. He is the best boxer I have ever seen in MMA, end quote. That's Teddy Atlas. Now, Teddy made that comment prior to Topuria fighting Volkanovski. Like coming out of that fight, you could see where you'd come to that conclusion, right? Everything's short inside, everything's nice and short, everything's clean, get in, get out. But Teddy had already seen it. Teddy had seen it in some of these undercard matches when he was doing his research and studying up on it. And for Topuria to ask Max Holloway to come to the center of the octagon and throw down. Okay. I mean, it's just gold. It's just gold. I was training my dog. Stay with me on this. I was training my dog. I couldn't get my dog to do anything. I could not get him to do anything. So what I would do is I would wait until he was due something and then I would tell him to do it. Like if he was walking to the door, I'd say, walk to the door. And I'd tell my wife, I'm like, can you believe this? Can you believe how well I've trained this dog? Or he comes over and he jumps on the couch. And just as he's jumping on the couch, I say, jump on the couch. And I look at my wife and go, can you believe this? What a master trainer I am. And it turned into a bit of a joke, but I stole that routine from Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali had a fight on a Saturday night. It was out of the country. I think it was the Rumble in the Jungle, but either way, it was out of the country. He's to return home the next day. That's just how travel works. You fight on a Friday, you go home on Saturday. You fight on a Saturday, you go home on Sunday. And Muhammad Ali stated, if I lose to this man, I will return to America tomorrow. And you see where that's great? You see where that's great? Because he was going home anyway. And I'm only sharing this with you. Like, if you stay with me on this process from when the great Muhammad Ali did it to where I borrowed that and did it to my dog that I could not contain, he's now telling Max, who does nothing but stand up and trade with people. The entire idea of come meet me right here and trade with me was done by Max when he reached down onto the octagon floor and drew a line, like it was a line in the sand, and tells Justin Gaethje, come cross that line, come step to the line, of which Gaethje did, and they throw down. Topuria is telling Max, he's challenging Max to do the one thing we know Max is going to do. And when Max does it, he's now answering to the boss. Topuria has made himself the boss, the master, if you will. If you reference back to my example of doing it with my pet. The master. You're doing it because I told you to do it. Do you see where that's beautiful? I mean, do you really see where that's beautiful? Now think about it from Max's standpoint. Max doesn't have a lot of options here. He can accept that challenge or he can refuse the challenge. But what if he does refuse the challenge, but it's what he actually wants to do? Now, if he does it, Topuria's got him thrown off his game. If he does do it, Topuria's pulling his strength. Are you with me on this? Do you understand? Because the greats don't get there on accident. Sean O'Malley did not wake up one day and become a star. Alex Pierre, who's good with the kickboxing, isn't what made him a star. You don't have the headdress. You don't show up those weigh-ins. You don't have charm. You don't have the stone face. You don't have stopping partway through. You don't have a star. You might have a champion. Big difference. And I'm sharing for you how much strategy goes in to Ilia's thought. I don't know. But you would have to agree right back to me. There is no chance that Ilia Topuria thinks he's going to have to bait and switch and massage and dangle a carrot to maneuver to get Max to step in the middle of the octagon and start trading with him. That is for sure exactly what Max is going to do. And that is what makes this my favorite line of the week.